Hola mis migas Cara Nuevo. Welcome to my channel, Karina's Adventures. This is my AuthorTube Newbie Tag. In case you are wondering what AuthorTube is, it is any content creator on YouTube who is a published author or in the process of becoming a published author, and I am currently in the process of self-publishing my first book. So I'm going to answer a series of questions about my writing, even though no one's officially tagged me, and I will tag another fellow writer who is on YouTube so that they can keep the ball rolling as well. So the first question is probably the most obvious. What genre do you write? So I write Christian historical fiction and original fairy tales. I also sometimes dabble into screenwriting and playwriting as well. Second question is, what category do you write for and what point of view and tense do you use? So I write for what is probably a pretty niche specific category. I write for the Christian homeschooling teen and tween audience. I know that's very specific, but that's because that's the audience that I am and have been for a long time. So I was homeschooled the whole way through, and so that's kind of what I knew, and kind of that's just what I always wrote because that's what I knew, and I continue to write. So yeah, that is the audience that I keep in mind and I write for, and is probably going to be the most interested in actually reading my books. So as for the point of view and tense, definitely past tense, third person point of view. I am sorry I don't have any really exciting answer for you here. However, one side note is that when you are writing a screenplay or a play, of course you are going to use the present tense because that's what you do whenever you write a script. So I kind of also write from the present tense. Third question, are you published? Not yet. But that will change. Are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plotzer? Basically, this question is, do you like to plot and use structure, or do you like to just fly by the seat of your pants and do it as you go, or do you like to do a mix of both? I am definitely a plotter. There is one story that I have written in the last few years where I did not do any sort of hard outlining, but other than that, everything I write, even the short stories, at this point, most of the time, which I guess in that case would make two stories that I did not use an outline for in the last few years. But other than that, I always use an outline where I just kind of mark out just the steps that the story will take chronologically. Sometimes I have to get a little bit more detailed depending on the story and how many subplots. In fact, I actually did a video in which I talked about how to start writing a novel where I talked more in depth about the outlining process. I will put that up in the card so you can go find that. But yes, I definitely am a plotter. I like to have milestones on my outline that I can be working toward and working through. It just gives me a sort of roadmap as to where I'm going with the story and helps me be a lot less likely to get stuck. Next question, do you schedule your writing? Definitely not. I am very much a follow the inspiration kind of a writer. I can make myself write to the degree of, I need to get this done, let's sit down, spend some time on it, not get distracted and get it done. But when it comes to like just absolutely forcing myself to write when I have zero inspiration and am totally not in the mood, I just can't do it. I can make myself be, like, hey, okay, let's get this done, let's focus a little extra. But other than that, I just have to go whenever I have inspiration. That being said, of course, there are certain times of the day where I'm more in the habit of writing because those are the times of day where I'm available, but I don't have a hard writing schedule. I can write a lot more one week than the other week, depending on how focused I am and how busy I am. Do you use a computer, a typewriter, or do you hand write your novels? Honestly, I don't know who uses a typewriter anymore, but that would be cool. I have always handwritten my stories. That's what I did when I was a little girl, and I haven't stopped since. I've tried using the word processor for first drafts, but I really can't get anything done effectively. For whatever reason, I feel, it's almost like I feel a ticking clock whenever I'm working on the word processor. I don't know if it's because like I'm using the computer and I try not to be on the computer too much or what, but I tend to feel a little bit of pressure when I'm on the word processor that I need to not just sit there and think I need to actually get it done. Versus whenever I am working with my papers, first of all, I love feeling the stack of papers in my hand as I collectively add more to my novel or screenplay or whatever I'm writing. But it helps me to be able to just kind of flip back through, see where I was at, flip back to where I'm at, keep writing, and then just feel the pages coming off the press, if you will. So I definitely use paper. I do then type them onto the computer, which is kind of a hassle, but it's worth me actually being able to be productive with my writing time. So the last question is, what kind of videos can we expect from your AuthorTube channel? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can expect lots of writing tips and advice as I share my journey from a lifetime of creative writing, and also you can expect some material on my experience of writing and self-publishing, and maybe, just maybe, an occasional writing humor skit. We will see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I will tag H.A. Pruitt to keep this author newbie tag going. Make sure to check out her channel. I have been very encouraged by her series of videos on how she came to be published and kind of the different steps of that process. So make sure to check her out, and I will see you around. Adios mis amigas y Dios le bendiga. Have a blessed day and happy writing. I'll see you next time.